How to make amazing natural candles easily in less than 10 minutes. We're going to take 2 cups of American Soy Organics Freedom wax beads, dump them into a 4-cup Pyrex, and put them in the microwave for about 3.5 minutes. While that's melting, line your workspace with a piece of parchment paper for super easy cleanup of any wax drips. You need a silicone spatula, tablespoon, Wicks on tabs, wick stickers, and wick holders, a 2-ounce tin and 2 4-ounce tins. For our 2-ounce tin, we're going to use a Canned Mac cotton braided wick with a wax coating. We're going to take one of the wick stickers off the sheet and attach it to the bottom of the tab. Then peel off the other side of the double-sided backing. Place it as close as you can get it to the center of the tin. If it's too far to one side or the other, the candle won't burn evenly. We repeat this with our 4-ounce tins, but instead we're going to use a Millivaxi cotton wax-coated wick with paper. And for this one, the sticker is a little more rigid, so I peel off the top layer of the double-sided sticker and then stick on the tab and pull the whole thing off. And again, we're going to take our tin and put it in the middle of the tin as best you can. If it's a little off, it's okay. And we'll repeat this for the last tin. And the wick stickers and tabs and the wick holders all come in kits, so you don't have to buy them all separately. They're very inexpensive and they're already done for you. Instead of having to attach tabs to wick from a roll, it's so much easier to just have them already done. Our next step is the wick holders. There's 2 types. The popsicle stick type I use for the little one, and that's just simply going to hold the wick in place. We'll trim off some of the extra and we'll trim a little more after the candle is done. These metal ones are a lot more sturdy looking and they are beveled on the sides, so you want to make sure that the wick itself is straight up and down, and where it is and which bevel it's on isn't so important. Attach the 3 wick holders and check and make sure that each of the wicks is straight. This is going to be really important for an even burn. The wax is all nice and melted. It might be a little cloudy at the bottom. That's okay. Get your fragrances. We're going to do 2 tablespoons total. First tablespoon going in, and let it go in slowly because you don't want to splash the hot wax. Your 2 tablespoons can be all the same fragrance, or it can be a mix of different fragrances and essential oils. I'm making a pumpkin spice candle, so I did almost 2 tablespoons of a pumpkin walnut biscotti from Nature's Garden Candles, and then a couple drops each of nutmeg and cinnamon, and that's from New Directions Aromatics. You can use candle-safe fragrances, or you can use essential oils that are safe to breathe in, but you got to make sure that you never use anything extract or water-based, because water in a candle can actually make it blow up. Once your 2 tablespoons are added, you can see how it's a bit swirly. So we want to stir it real slowly with the spatula for about a minute and a half, and make sure that all the fragrance is mixed in evenly. This smells so good. Once it's all mixed, we're going to go back to our tins, put the oven mitt back on, and pour slowly into each of the tins. You want to leave a little bit of room at the top because the shape of the tin is going to keep some heat, so it's going to make the candle burn nice and evenly as well. If there's no room at the top, then the heat won't be able to stay trapped inside at all, and the candle might not burn hot enough. That can result in tunneling, which is where the candle will burn in a little tunnel just right around the wick, and then you'll have so much wax left over. I haven't had that happen with these, but leave a little room at the top. This batch will make a perfect 1 2-ounce and 2 4-ounce. Use a spatula and scrape the sides of the Pyrex and pour in the rest that's left. And that's pretty much it. Now those are going to have to cool, and you're going to want to leave them undisturbed while they cool. Depending on where you live and what temperature your house is, it may take a couple hours, but mine, I just do it at night and leave them overnight to make sure that they're thoroughly cooled and I don't disturb anything. And that way they'll cool nice and evenly with no cracks and the surface will be smooth. While those are cooling and while the Pyrex is still hot, wipe it out with a paper towel and wipe out your spatula as well. While the wax is still warm, it comes off so easily with a paper towel. If you let it cool, then it doesn't come off so easily. You can see after a little while, the little candle is going to turn into a solid first, and the bigger ones will take longer. You see how nice and smooth the tops are and how the wax is not cracked at all and it's hugging that wick perfectly. These have turned out perfect every single time. After they're all cool, you take off your wick holders and we're going to trim the wicks to between 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch. I do not measure. If the wicks are too short, that tunneling thing can happen where it'll burn out. The flame doesn't get big enough. And if they're too long, then the flame is going to be too big and your candle will burn out a lot faster. But you can also trim the wick after you light it if it doesn't look right. You can blow it out and trim the wick a little more. And you're supposed to let these cure for a week or so before you use them. I've used them the next day and nothing bad happened. So I don't know how much about the curing. I guess to let it settle, it makes sense. These are beautiful little gifts and they end up costing under $2 each. Cleanup is the best part. Putting away your minimal equipment and setting your candles on a shelf. This is all you do. Wrap up a little piece of parchment paper and throw it out. And there you are. Beautiful, handmade, natural soy candles in any fragrance that you choose. Perfect gifts for friends, family, or for yourself. I've got a list of all the products that I use specifically, which I know I did a little trial and error, and these ones are absolutely perfect every time. So I would highly recommend you stick with these, but you're more than welcome to try different things as you please. Have a wonderful day and thank you for being here.